Thank you for being here at Port Pouchon, the greatest port in the world. In the greatest parish in the world, Lafourche Parish. No arguing, Billy, not this time. We're witnessing today a great event, another piece of armor in this fight against the oil that's out there. This is very exciting because it's happening with people who grew up on the bayou, people who work this vessel are from the bayou, and so it's going to be the best ever, I can assure you. We salute the Schwest family for their innovation and creativity. We salute the people of the bayou for support of this. I want to introduce my friend. In case any of you don't know who he is, this is Billy Nungesser. You may have seen him on TV. You're not supposed to get more applause than me in my own parish. It's good to see you here. Billy's going to talk a little bit about this project. Mr. Costner has now been here twice to bring his invention to us, his innovation to help in our problem right now. Mr. Doug Suttles is here as well from BP. So with all of us fighting this together, we will conquer the oil out there, and it will happen soon. Thank you.
Thank you. I can't tell you how happy I am to be here today. John had called me after the spill and told me about this invention by Kevin Costner's company that he had founded. And I remembered back several years ago at the OTC show in Houston, the Offshore Technology Conference, when this machine was displayed for the first time. And people were amazed at what it could do. But the talk was, well, the Exxon spill is gone. We'll never have another one like that. Who's going to pay for this? Who's going to step up to the plate and put this kind of technology forward so if there is another spill like Exxon, we'll be ready? Well, unfortunately, nobody did. But I'm here today thanks to Gary Schwest, Doug Suttles, Kevin Costner, Bob Dudley, and the whole team that's worked so hard to put this vessel together. We'll be ready next time, but we'll also be out there tomorrow fighting this oil to keep it out of our marshlands. You've seen me on TV fighting for our marshlands, frustrated. Well, 2 nights ago, I met with James Lee Witt, who is a past FEMA director who's been brought aboard by BP. And we discussed all the problems we've had in the past, and that's behind us. Because this commitment today by BP shows that we're getting our plan put together, and we're going to move forward, and we're going to win this war as a team. And I'd like to introduce the man that made it happen from BP. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thanks, Billy, and thanks, President Randolph. And we also, I think, have Parish President Claudet in the audience today, and I do appreciate you all being here. The people up here with me today have made a tremendous commitment to making this happen today, whether it's Kevin and a tremendous amount of his own money he spent to perfect his technology, or whether it's John Hottelling, who actually leads the effort on his behalf, or whether it's Billy Nungesser, who actually sent me a letter fairly early on in the spill notifying me of this technology, or whether it's the folks at Edison Schwest who have created this very impressive machine behind us. It's taken all of these people to make this occur. Since this spill started 79 days ago, we've made a number of commitments. We made a commitment to containing the oil and stopping the flow, which we're working on every single day, and we'll stay at until we get that job done. We've committed to make the Gulf Coast right after this is finished. We've established a $20 billion escrow fund to do that. We've established a $500 million research initiative to study the long-term impacts and advance the science for the Gulf of Mexico. And of course, here today we're talking about pushing spill response capability to a whole new level. The LNG is just one example of that. As we sit here today, there are over 560 skimmers at work on this spill. We've collected over 680,000 barrels of oily water. We brought new vessels like the Big Gulp online. We brought skimming systems from places like Norway and the Netherlands. By the end of this month, we'll raise that skimmer count to almost 1,000. Recently, we optimized our Vessel of Opportunity program, which not only employs people who have been impacted by the spill, but also are critical to our ability to attack this spill. And we continue to look for ways to improve our response, like better aircraft support to guide our skimming vessels to the oil. But what you see behind me today is a whole new level of capability and technology. The skimming system on her, what's called the Transrec 150, it's the only one of its kind in the Gulf of Mexico, first one to go to work here. It has a capacity to skim almost 25,000 barrels of liquid a day. Kevin and his team have brought together 4 of their units, which then can process that. We have over 6,000 barrels of storage on board the vessel. It can essentially work for a very long time attacking this oil. We've got a brand new boom system on board brought in from Norway, which will allow us to work in twice the wave heights that we can work at today. And of course, all of this is assembled on a world-class offshore supply vessel. We're very confident as this thing sails later today, it will make a big difference, not only to the fight now, but our capability should this ever actually happen again. I wish I could undo this spill, but I can't. All I can do is move forward day by day and do the best job we can. And I'm really pleased with this team and what we brought together to fight the fight. Thank you. Kevin.
Thank you. Glad to be here today. The circumstances are awful. I think we all know that. I'd like to start off by thanking my partners, Franco Valabra, John Hoteling, and Pat Smith, who have not stopped working on behalf of their beloved state, the United States, and the people in the Gulf. So thank you. Somebody said deja vu for me. I've been here before. This has been like a 15-year deja vu. But to turn around and see this big old orange boat, thank you, Edison Schwest. Thanks for the vision. You know, there's a lot of men and women here today who have made such a commitment, a day and night commitment, and your faces, people that I'll never meet, as well as your fellow citizen, will never meet you. But the work that you've done on behalf of your fellow citizens is something you should take pride in, because you're here. Your families that have not had you at home, we also thank them. You know, I'd like to thank Doug, because Doug has made a commitment to me and to my colleagues very early on, and he stayed very true. He stayed to the course. And nothing goes as fast as anyone wants. And behind me, Billy, and you know, your beloved parishes and your beloved coastline, I know a lot of times your heart is on the ground, and it's been on the ground. But the machine I dreamed that would be here one day was designed for just this moment. It was designed to fight for you. It was designed to fight for an ecosystem that cannot fight for itself. And, you know, we're kind of at our best when we're fighting. We're kind of good at it, us Americans. And this is a fight. And I'm so proud to be a part of it with you. This big, long circle that I've been on, it doesn't end today, because we know that we're going to experience this in the future. And our wish, and I know everybody listening here, everybody watching knows that this will not be the last time we face this. And it's so necessary in the step that's been taken that we will always be in a prepared way to have the resources that are behind me. And this is the first of 3 ships. And the vision of Gary, who I've come to know, who never seems to seek the limelight, but the kind of men and women that you have working on behalf of you, we're all indebted to them and the advances that you've made. You know, I feel like I've talked too much already. I see your faces, and what could I possibly give you? You know, I just hope that this machine represents a good right hand in the fight that's today and will be tomorrow. And I hope that we are, in the oil industry and in our governments, understand that we don't need to be fighting this in rubber boots with pitchforks and straw. We need to be fighting this with the technology that's as skilled, that allows us to drill thousands of feet through the water into the depths of the core of our earth. Surely we can take that kind of brain power and fight this oil. So as a fellow citizen, I thank you, and you should know that the rest of the country really thinks about you. They really do. And you got your hard hats on and you got your hearts. So we go take this fight to the oil, and we'll chase it wherever it goes, in its plumes or on its shore. And that's what we do, because we are kind of fighters, aren't we? Thanks.